Alright, welcome back guys. This is More for Men, the place where you get what you need and I get a little more therapy that I can't afford. Let's roll the video. Okay, last week's video got a lot of love. Like, y'all DM'd me saying how that message spoke to you, or like how that message just helped you in a way, or you just needed to hear those words. And I just want to say, like that's the reason I make these videos. Like, I make these videos for y'all because like I want my struggles and what I learned from my struggles to help you in like those similar struggles. So like, the more y'all like these videos, you know what I'm saying, the more I'm gonna put them out. But for now, make sure y'all subscribe to the channel. Make sure you go check out the other videos. Make sure you like them. You go to Instagram and make sure to follow my fitness brand. That's where I post like my fitness content. I do personal training, right? And you can find that on Instagram at nlf.inc. And let's get to the video. All right, guys, I've been thinking of different video ideas for you all. And I thought it would be wonderful if I shared another story of a lesson I learned from one of my friends, right? He's a great dude, love him to death. And I want to start, before I start the story, I want to start off by describing the type of person he is and how unique he really is, just because he's so intelligent. You know, like, he's so smart, but at the same time so socially awkward. So when it comes to like conversations, especially like deep or in-depth conversations, like, my guy is not your person. Like, he does not know social cues. Okay, he be saying stuff that's low-key disrespectful in the worst possible times, and I just sit here and I'm just like, oh my god, why would you say that? And you know, like, at first I just felt the need to judge every single thing that he did. Like, if he said something wrong, I made it a point to say something. If I feel like he did something wrong, I needed to correct him. You know, like, him being himself wasn't good enough. I needed him to be better than he was because he was just so different. I needed him to get on the pace. I needed him to get with everybody else. We all needed to be on the same page, if you get what I'm saying. And, you know, of course, this was during like a time, you know, I obviously needed my own fixing. And looking back on it, I don't know who I thought I was to judge him. You know, like, I did my own stuff. I did stuff before that and I did stuff after that. So, you know, when you really think about it, like, who can any of us judge, right? Because, like, we wouldn't want anyone judging us like that. But to get back on the story, you know, some things happened, you know, yada, yada, yada. And I remember, like, I opened my mind a little bit and I was like, who is this dude? Like, what makes him him? And we were sitting at a lunch table, and I remember this very interesting conversation between the both of us. We were just talking at lunch, and I asked him a question that, like, I felt like just made his eyes light up. I was like, what do you like to do? And he was like, what? I was like, what do you like to do? He was like, what you mean? I was like, you know, when no one else is around, you know, before you knew any of us, you know, the friend group, like, you know, what do you do? And he looked at me and he said, I make music. And I looked at him and I said, you make music? He was like, yeah, I make music. I was like, what music have you made? He was like, yeah, I posted some stuff to SoundCloud. I got this, I did that. I was like, really? I was like, he's like, yeah. I was like, do you still make music? He's like, yeah. I mean, no. He said, no, my bad. He said, no, I don't make music anymore. I said, why? He said, oh, I just don't have time because of school. I give everything to school. And I was like, are you gonna make music in the future? And he was like, yeah, I think I am. You know, it's just when I have more free time. He said, it takes a lot of time and energy to make music, and he described the process of making music. And for the first time, like, I looked at him out, and as I was listening to him talk, I realized, I'm like, you know, you might not be like everyone else. You know, you might do some things wrong. Like, you know, like, you just may be different, but when it comes down to it, you just like every other person. You know, you got things that you do. You have a passion for things. Like, you're interested in things, you know? It's just, you're not like exactly like everyone else. And after that conversation, I think we went to like Walmart, and it opened my eyes to like a new version of him. Because I remember I used to look at him. The first thing I go is like, "What is you talking about?" Because he just be talking, man. I'd be like, "What are you talking about?" Like, don't get me wrong, he still do this to this day, but I'm like, "What are you talking about?" But now, like, I know sometimes like we have a habit of being like, "Be quiet," you know. And I stop myself from doing that because I don't want people to do that to me. And we shouldn't do that to anyone. Like, we all make mistakes. You know, like, we all can be judged for something. And when we judge people, I think that's just so hypocritical. You know, like, you just sit down and you make it your purpose to think of everything wrong with that person. Like, I feel like why? You know, that's a waste of time. You gain nothing from that. And so from that point on, like, I just saw him in a different way, and I just made it a point to not judge what he does, but actually understand him. And when I started doing that, it's weird. Like, whenever he started getting in arguments with his roommate, or like he just do things, I would just laugh, because at that point, you know, after I really thought about it and understood it was just funny. You know, like, it was funny. Like, I would, you know, it was comedical. Did I say that right? I don't care. It's my channel. Like, it was just funny. And if I had never just opened my mind to seeing him for who he really is, like, I would have never had the opportunity to, like, really get to know him, to see, like, what he's passionate about, you know. And I love that dude, and he's like said things to me that's helped me in my journey, and he's helped me grow. Like, even with the channel, like, he watches my videos. Like, I'll never forget, he pulled up my video on his projector. That made me so happy. I was like, wow, you a real supporter for that. And just thinking, like, I sat up here and I judged him, I could have, like, not been his friend. And I'm so thankful for that I did, you know. And I just want to say, right, if you're judging someone, right, if you're taking the time out of your 24 hours, aka a day, to sit here and think of everything wrong with that person, then you need to reevaluate yourself. Okay, you need to sit and think, what's wrong with me? Like, what am I doing with myself? Because if you have time to sit here and pick and poke at every little thing about a person, you obviously need to reevaluate who you see in the mirror. So I just want you guys to think about that. All right, do your best you can not to judge people, and most importantly, go be great.